Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the second episode of Shadow's House. And last episode, the focus was definitely on Kate and Emilico, I think her name was, her doll, and kind of establishing our dynamic and relationship between those two, right? Because dolls in the Shadows as a noble family, those are kind of the two big parts of the show. And the show takes place at this mansion, so it does kind of seem like we might be bouncing between different shadows and dolls, like at least in the beginning, so we can kind of like build an overall impression of what it's like in this Shadow's house, right? I mean, the show is called Shadow's House, so obviously the focus is on Shadow's house and all the pieces that kind of comprise that. So I don't think any of them are going to be as entertaining as Kate and Emilico's, really, but still, it could be fun seeing the other ones. So let's dive on in and see exactly what we get in this mysterious Shadow's House anime. So 3, 2, 1, play. Aniplex. I was a little bit too soon there. Then the Funimation logo. Bum 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 bum. And then the anime. It's what it's like being a shadow. Yeah, that really doesn't seem pleasant. Why we have Please stop. It's such a cheery place we're at. The mist and everything really makes it feel welcoming. Breakfast time. Please eat it all. I mean, she wakes up so excitedly, but everything about her circumstances makes her look like the prisoner, you know. Which makes you want to feel bad for her, but she doesn't. She doesn't seem to have a problem with it, so I don't know. It's a weird feeling that. Let's go see how Kate's doing, our dirty girl. Rise and shine. Sleepyhead, you can't sleep all day. Yeah, so far we are still getting more Kate stuff. I don't know how long that will last, but maybe we will primarily focus on Kate, which would be ideal. I still expect to get some of the others though. Ah, lights. Did you have a nightmare? leave it to me. Get this place clean in a jiffy. Don't break any more stuff, please. That's good to hear. She says after she knocked that off the shelf. Outside this room. Okay, so maybe that's how we get some screen time with the other dolls and stuff. By following her as she meets up with them. Okay, that's not what I expected, but that would make sense. Wasn't that like the title of the episode or something, Outside the Room? I vaguely remember that. But we got our opening, which is great, so I look forward to seeing it again. Shadow House. There's an S in the English version of it. Not in the Japanese version. Which I guess makes sense. There's not really an S like that in Japanese, but still feels weird. Well, they could just do Shadow Zoo, right? That would kind of work, but I'm gonna let it go. Yeah, those two seem fairly close. Whereas those ones are kind of looking opposite directions, so those two seem more distant. Yeah, I forgot about these shots. A hollow shadow. Yeah, the fact that we get the running not too long after we get that evil smirk really makes it feel like at some point there will be a bit of a turning point where there's a bit of danger going on. Outside the room, yeah. Heya no Soto Niwa. Yeah, that was the title. That would be too. This is a very unsettling place. It's nice to see somebody with a face. Mia? Okay. She seems nice enough. A little bit taller than Emiliko. No running in the hallway. First time. Yeah, she seems pretty cheerful. Yeah, we're besties. It's great. Yeah, if you're not careful, we'll see up your skirt. Trapdoor. Okay. Loo type what? Also, are we working on a checkerboard? What are we looking at? Oh yeah, it's really big outside the room. There really is more to this house than just Kate's room. Be careful up there. It's fine as long as you don't fall. Yeah, there's all sorts of dolls here. Not as cute as Emiliko, though. But they're all doing their best. Why do you have two bows in your hair on one side? Why not just put one on the other side? Do you not value symmetry at all? Why? Okay, Lou. Okay, that's Lou. Gotcha. Yeah, she's the one I noticed in the opening. It's getting kind of cuddly with her master, I think. Great to meet you. She's so much taller than her. She bends over for the handshake. Are you okay? What happened? Was it just too much to take in at once? All of this? I mean, I guess her world just kind of really opened up just now, so I guess that makes sense. Blocking the sun with her big old head. I like getting a shot from her perspective there. That was cool. As expected of our titular house. I hope so. Just focus on the cleaning. Cleaning for our masters is our happiness. Like good slaves we are. Suits. Soot suit. Wow, that could be a tongue twister. Jesus. Soot suit. Suits. Soot suit. Oh, wow. Yeah, I love the design and inner design. I'm not sure I completely agree with. Are, are we about to break into song? Are you kidding me? Is this really happening right now? Okay. Okay. Okay, we're doing this. Okay. It's just a song about being useful slaves. Okay. Okay. This was a Disney movie that would have went on for at least 5 times longer. Wow, she is dirty. Jeez. Look how clean my feet are. Aren't you proud of me? Okay. Let's get clean enough to eat off of. Are you about to clean the doll? Okay. Who needs baths anyway? Guess I get the job done. Soot remover. I'm all clean. Yeah, Mia was cool. This song. Yeah, the "Don't fret over trivia matters" line is the one that really gets me. Like, don't think too much about your position. Just do what you're told. Be useful. Be happy about it. Uh, I. Well, yeah, Oh, gosh, she is upset. She. I'm sorry. I value cleaning and being useful. What, you don't want to get blown instead? Probably could have phrased that better. Well, that could have gone better. Yeah, that's not gonna be easy to clean. As in... I don't understand. But it definitely is not a good thing. Yeah, if it's just, I feel really bad now. It's clearly important to her. Yeah, I really can't read that. Are we gonna try to fix it? Well, we're doing our best. Hopefully it works out. Came back a bit too early. Actually, no. Maybe we are done. Yeah, we did our best. Do you like it? Please forgive me. Oh, there we go. I think it's melting. Okay, we made up. Oh, okay. I actually kind of like that. The guy kind of want it. You say punch on like... I... Well, it's off now. Now you made her feel better. I hear window cleaning. Oh, she's outside of it. Okay. As you do. Yeah, that doesn't seem safe, but... Oh, is she gonna drop that? Maybe we should have taken that out of our pockets before we dangle over a ledge. Oh no, it's not exactly dangling over a ledge, but you know what I mean. But, well, it's not worth you falling. Well, good thing we found some hedges down there. I don't know how sturdy the living dolls are, but hopefully fairly sturdy. And hesitation to go out. Big hallway. Big house. Hopefully we don't bump into anyone, because she clearly doesn't want to. We'll eventually get over there. What was that? Are you okay, Emilico? Yeah, it's got some leaves that they should probably brush off. There's one way to go outside. Yeah, before we run into anybody. It's a nice touch that they have like the same running style. We ran into someone, didn't we? Oh, okay, we see her with her master. Debut? What do you mean by debut exactly? Oh my, wow. Uh, this is a little unsettling. Soda. Did she? I didn't notice that. This is so... I'm so uncomfortable. Okay, that's just rude. Get out of my way, please. Back to my room. Did I... I can definitely tell why she didn't want to leave the room now. What were we? Didn't do anything wrong. You are not a failure. Thank you. Yeah, seriously. Please don't fall out of any more windows. We need a band-aid for that. So like, didn't even give it that much of a try. We're gonna learn how to read. Yeah, I'm also really worried about that too. Yeah, that's a bit of a concern as well. Idle drop. Still cannot read those scribbles. Even if you zoom in on it. And I mean, that's kind of the mystery of the show, isn't it? Shadow's house. Man, the ED song is still so good. Yeah. Even in the ED, those two seem especially close. I do hope they get some focus. Lua, I think their name was. If I'm not getting things mixed up. I want more of her. I think I might like the ED more than the OP. It's hard to say. They're both really good. And Stinger. Okay. That doesn't look great. So yeah, I think somebody might be upset. The soot sickness, huh? Okay. I think you may need a notebook for all the soot-related It's the lore in the show. Anyway, that was the second episode of Shadow's House. And yeah, I'm not really sure what to say about this episode. Like, because the title and stuff, we knew that we would start to see more out of the house than just Kate's room, right? And I kind of knew it wouldn't exactly be a happy-go-lucky, cheerful place with a warm atmosphere. Like, that was never gonna be a thing, right? I knew that. So, I mean, but it actually was a bit more cheerful than I thought it would be once Emilico initially went outside the room. Because, yeah, she meets with the one girl first. What was her name? Was she Mia? Yeah, she mentions her. Yeah, Mia. Yeah, Mia, the one that's Sara's face, living doll, right? She meets her first, and she seemed pretty friendly and nice at first, right? She kind of guides Emilico around, and we go to like a trapdoor area into the main part of the house, I guess, right? Where we see just dolls everywhere. So, yeah, I mean, this is a big place, and they have a soot issue, so, I mean, usually I imagine needs a decent amount of maids to keep things clean. Imagine if your residents literally leak filth at a constant rate, you need even more people to clean it up, so it does make sense that we have a lot, for sure. Yeah, Lou, I don't think we didn't do too much with her, I don't think. I mean, she was just kind of there. She got elbowed a little bit in one part, but yeah, she didn't really do too much, really. But this was a segment where we had our song, right? Like we were watching one of those Disney movies with like musical numbers every 20 minutes or so, right? That's what it felt like. They just broke out into song, and the song was basically about being a good slave, essentially, which is pretty much what they are. Although, what they are, it's kind of a complicated thing, the living dolls. And that's definitely something that was brought to the forefront in this episode. Because up to this point, all we really got was kind of the specific relationship between Kate and Emilico, and them trying to get something figured out, right? We didn't really have anything to compare their dynamic to, but now we do, so that really lets us kind of really look more into what exactly a living doll is to a shadow, right? And we got to see like a perfect example of the ideal of that by their standards in Sarah and Mia, right? Well, of course, it was near the end of the episode, so I guess I shouldn't get into that too much. But yeah, Kate keep calling her Kate. Emilico had a pretty good time with everyone for the most part, singing and cleaning, and she seemed pretty cheerful when she got back to Kate's room. She even took off her socks and showed off those clean feet to Kate for whatever reason. She was amused by it, so I don't know. It was a funny little scene. And then we found out how they clean the dolls. They don't give them a proper bath or anything. Just blow them clean as you do. Clearly works, so I'm not gonna question it. Unfortunately, we did kind of mess with the doll, which was clearly very important to Kate. Wonder if we'll get any more insight into the backstory of the doll, of that little doll. But she was very upset, and Emilico, being Emilico, wanted to be useful. She got it fixed up and seemed to calm down. And we had like a big concentration of soot on the roof, right? Which seemed to be kind of different than the usual soot because we like literally couldn't clean it. And she tried to read some kind of explanation on it. And I want to go back to that. Yeah, when soot will not come off, the shadows has in. I'm not quite sure what that's supposed to say. Niyate, like even trying to listen to the Japanese, I can't quite tell what it's supposed to be. But it clearly was connected to our mental state. Yeah, I still don't quite get it, but I'm sure we'll learn more later on. And because it did finally, come apart when we made up, so obviously connected to our mental state in some way. That's for sure. I am glad that we are still getting Kate and Emilico, because my initial theory that we would just completely jump to another duo was wrong. It looks like we are going to continue to mostly focus on them and just kind of have them bump into others, and that's how we're introduced to them, which I like that. I like that much better as a thing going forward. Even though those interactions aren't always great, which I'll get to in a second, because we had Emilico doing some cleaning outside, and then she dropped her doll and dove in to get it. And we very clearly saw Kate hesitate to leave that room, and after she did, she looked side to side, making sure the coast was clear. Very clear that she did not want to leave that room. She did not want to meet anyone, and that by itself was very telling about that kind of household that this is. She actually did manage to get to Emilico without running into anyone, but that was kind of short-lived, because we eventually ran into a couple people, Sarah and Mia, right? I mean, at first we had Emilico kind of being happy, like, "Hey, Mia, my new friend, it's nice to see you." But yeah, it kind of went downhill after that. Yeah, the first thing we really see is like them kind of doing this pose at the same time, and that one little action in itself made a lot of things clear. I mean, some of it we kind of already knew or could assume, like the role of the living doll, the face, because our shadows don't have a face. They have the living dolls to be their face, so essentially expressions and stuff that they can't do themselves, the living doll does for them, and in the role of as being their face, right? So that's essentially what they're for. That's why we see Mia completely mimicking what Sarah does, because that's probably literally her job, right? To be her master when she needs to be, right? And that's the kind of thing that would definitely take time to really get down, and something that Emilico and Kay definitely do not have. And they kept calling her like a failure or whatever during this scene. Yeah, I think it was right about... I don't remember exactly when they say it first, but they called her a failure a bunch in this scene. And we actually had Emilico talk about that in episode 1, worrying about being a failure. And this really makes it clear that Emilico is not standard, right? That a lot of the household, the head honcho, whoever's like the main head of the household, might not be fully approving of like Emilico and how things are with her and Emily, or Kate. Names are hard. Yeah, Lord Grandfather, as they called him, right? Because they kept bringing up the concept of a debut, and I mean, debut, it can mean a few different things, but the way I took it when they first said it was kind of a showing of the doll to the whole house, like just to see if she's worthy of her position. Essentially, that's kind of how I took it. And something like that could be an issue for sure if Sarah has anything to go by. So yeah, a little bit worried about how things are going to go going forward, because that was like the first experience we had with another shadow, and it wasn't a positive one. And by her standards, that was the better option. Like she was one of the better people to bump into. Like if that's the case, then yeah, I'm worried about how things might go in the future. But yeah, I do think as the show goes on, it'll really just dive into and elaborate on exactly what it means to be a shadow, what it means to be a living doll, and how maybe Kate and her will kind of maybe break that mold and maybe start something different out of the household, like have a bit of a revolution, change it for the better, for good. I don't know. I'm getting kind of ahead of myself, but yeah, for now it's just more just kind of learning what's going on before we get into any change. But I have to imagine change is coming eventually with Emilico and Kate at the forefront of it, because things probably do need to change, I would imagine, but I don't know what else to really say that definitively, but it just doesn't seem like a happy place. And we had that shot near the end there where we had Mia walk into a room, right, and we just see soot everywhere, like handprints and stuff. It's really curious, like, why are there even handprints on the wall? Like, did she just randomly touch the wall for kicks? I don't know. That was a little bit weird. But the more notable thing were like the soot stalactites that we got on the roof. Kind of like what happened when Kate blew a gasket earlier. That thing that we're not too sure exactly what that was all about. So, if it's Mia walking in there, I have to assume it's Sarah that created the soot. So, she's probably not in a good mood. I think you could say that from the look of this room. And Mia didn't seem all that happy either, so... Yeah, there's probably some more stuff going on there. Also, the title says something about soot sickness. What exactly is that about? Like, I mean, the soot thing in general is kind of a sickness. Is that what they mean, or do they mean something else? I don't know. I guess we'll find out next time. But yeah, the show was still very compelling. The whole thing with Sarda and Mia and the mimicking of the movements, that was just so unsettling. Like, I think just because it made it so clear what the role of the living dolls are, to not be their own person, but to be literally a face, just an extension of their master in every sense. And somebody like Emilico, who has such a strong personality and everything, is just not that, and that's considered a problem by the household as a failure, even though she's just not, right? But I don't know. I think just the sheer amount of things that I was forced to realize is really why that had such a strong effect on me, that mimicry there. So pretty powerful stuff for sure. Very compelling show. And it is funny sometimes as well. But yeah, this is a good episode. I look forward to seeing more. I'll see you in the next one, hopefully. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. And a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.